Newscast.
Good evening. I am Tashan Tyson in with the OVA Energy News package for today, Friday 18th January 2019. In our lead stories, nationally, RSS continues its deployment here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and counterfeit 100 EC dollar notes retrieved here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Regionally, CAFA warns of severe dengue outbreak. Internationally, Zimbabwe cuts internet indefinitely amid a violent crackdown. And in sports, Charlestown Primary begins athletic tournament cross-country relay. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Welcome back, and now the national news in detail. The Regional Security System, RSS, will remain in the Federation as long as the High Command of the Security Forces deems their support to be necessary. The deployment of security officials under the Regional Security System, RSS, in support of law enforcement operations in St. Kitts and Nevis will continue in 2019. The RSS was deployed in St. Kitts and Nevis in October 2018 to complement the local security forces. The additional manpower has resulted in several successes by law enforcement, including the seizure of 37 illegal firearms in 2018. Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, addressed the topic during his monthly press conference on Wednesday, January 16, 2019, by saying, "Oh my God."
RSS has been invited here to help complement our manpower needs. They will be here as long as the High Command of our security force deem the support to be necessary. My government believes in law and order, and every effort will be made to ensure the safety and security of Kittitians and Nevisians and all who reside in and visit our beautiful country. The presence of the RSS provides the opportunity for enhanced learning and training for the police force and for building their capacity to work in operations across law enforcement agencies at home and abroad.
Prime Minister Harris said that over the last 4 years, St. Kitts and Nevis has contributed $7.4 million as membership dues to RSS. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB, has informed that counterfeit EC $100 notes have been retrieved in St. Kitts and Nevis. According to the ECCB, the counterfeit notes bear the serial number WB365443. The central bank advises that counterfeit notes have no value and persons in possession of them may be prosecuted. Vigilance should therefore be exercised when conducting cash transactions to ensure the authenticity of notes, the bank's media release states. The bank reminds the public that genuine banknotes are printed on special paper that gives them a unique feel. The release continues that if you encounter any suspicious-looking note, take it to the ECCB headquarters, any of the ECCB agency offices, or the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, within your territory for assessment. The reform and development of a curriculum to strengthen the quality and relevance of education at all levels to improve learning outcomes. This is one of the pillars of the education sector plan here in St. Kitts and Nevis. As part of the process, the Ministry of Education has enlisted the services of Mind Bloom Consulting and St. Francis Xavier University to perform a comprehensive assessment towards curriculum reform within the Federation. The team of consultants will be in the Federation between January 21st to 25th to meet with various stakeholders and host consultative workshops. During this initial visit, key stakeholders within the education sector will be involved in a series of sessions at the Ocean Terrace Inn from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. daily. Individuals that will be involved in the sessions include curriculum and education officers, representatives from early childhood development, TVET, principals, heads of departments and resource teachers across the Federation working to develop an education system that suits the national needs by looking at best practices for curriculum development. Subsequent to a Caribbean dengue alert, residents here in St. Kitts and Nevis are being urged to take all necessary measures to protect themselves and eliminate all breeding places. Dengue fever is a viral disease of the tropics transmitted by mosquitoes and causing sudden fever and severe pains in the joints. It is transferred by the Aedes aegypti mosquito and is also the mosquito which transfers Zika and chikungunya. So far, Jamaica has reported cases with persons who have the disease. The VON Newsline spoke with medical officer here in Nevis, Dr. Judy Nisbet, who urged persons not to ingest certain drugs.
There's no cure or vaccine for dengue fever, and we advise persons who have pain to take only Paramol or Tylenol for pain, and do not take aspirin or ibuprofen or Voltaren. We have not had any reports of dengue fever, but we are remaining vigilant, and we have stepped up our surveillance for these types of symptoms in our health care facilities.
Medical officer here in Nevis, Dr. Judy Nisbet. 16 days ago, a video footage was circulating on social media in which tourists, one male and one female, are seen assaulting two police officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, RSCNPF, at the Marriott Hotel in St. Kitts. The video sparked outrage here in the Federation. The incident is reported to have occurred on Wednesday, January 2nd. The video depicts the tourists ill-treating officers, swearing at officers, resisting arrest, among other unruly behaviors. In the video, the male is seen assaulting one uniformed officer at multiple intervals, with attempts being made by individuals to deter him to no avail. He continued, nevertheless, and another officer intervened, who was also assaulted by the couple with the locals in the background, urging the officers to put the male individual down on the floor and arrest him. At the end of the video, the tourists can be seen taken away by the officers. It is understood that the tourists left the Federation. On January 16th, Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hilroy Brandy, gave this update on the matter.
Concerning the video at the Marriott, I think no member of the organization was happy to see that video circulated on social media. However, I must congratulate Constable Denver Herbert, who was on some free time and was socializing at the Marriott and was able to come to the rescue of two of his officers and help to bring the matter under control. The couple was arrested and taken to the Frigate Bay Police Station, and later they should have been charged and take me for the court. However, some 3 officers did not perform the duty as is mandated by law. An investigation was launched. As a result, disciplinary charges was performed against those officers. After the incident, 2 of those officers are on sick leave.
Acting Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hilroy Branding. And finally, residents of St. Kitts and Nevis continue to receive employment through the Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program, approved St. Kitts Ramada project being developed in the Whitegate area. Members of the Team Unity government who toured the project were Prime Minister Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris, senior government officials, and representatives of Caribbean Galaxy Real Estate Corporation, which is the developer of the St. Kitts Ramada Resort. However, Attorney General the Honorable Vincent Byron stressed that he was most satisfied to see and learn of the many nationals who have received employment throughout the construction phase of the Ramada project and the hundreds who will be gainfully employed upon its completion. Minister Byron, in speaking directly to the CEO of the Caribbean Galaxy Real Estate Corporation, Ms. Ying Jing, was quoted as saying, "We are happy that you have involved in your labor force many of our citizens. I see them from all over, from Newtown, Sandy Point, and St. Paul's." He noted that the St. Kitts Ramada Hotel project will continue to enjoy the fullest support from the government. That's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel. News from across the region is next.
as well as your business needs, and we're here to help. Our knowledgeable staff will work with you to help you achieve the financial success that you or your company needs in a competitive market. We offer solutions to make your banking experience easier, like our savings and checking accounts. Be sure to ask about our youth savers accounts and our Bank of Nevis Gold Club. We offer a wide range of personal loans, including mortgage, land, student, auto, and consumer loans. Have access to your funds instantly with our BeOnline internet banking and our debit and credit cards. We make international banking and investing easy. How's your business? Give it the leverage it really needs by letting the Bank of Nevis assist you with all the necessary funding for all your business expenses. It's that easy. What are you waiting for? The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/The Bank of Nevis.
Welcome back, and now the regional news in detail. A major regional dengue fever outbreak could occur in the near future. This is the prediction of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, which is warning CARICOM member states to take precautionary measures to guard against the impact of such a development. CARPHA, the designated laboratory for CARICOM member states, announced that based on regional modeling, a dengue outbreak is very possible. Dengue is a flu-like illness that affects mainly infants, young children, and adults. CARPHA's Executive Director, Dr. C. James Hospitalis, gave this message following the recent alert.
We have been anticipating an increase in dengue as we've not had a major situation for 10 years. So enhanced precautions are really important, and what's really important to prevent mosquitoes breeding and biting is a total community effort. You are your neighbor's keeper. By that I mean if you have a block with 20 houses and 19 households heed the message and cover their drums and clean up their environment and discard the old tires properly, and one household does not, it spoils it for everyone else, because the mosquitoes breeding in that one house will fly over to everybody else nearby, and help to spread dengue if it comes into the community. So again, it's important that we take a total community effort in order to ensure everyone's safety.
Out of Antigua. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Gaston Brown presented to the House of Representatives his government's fiscal estimates of revenue and expenditure for 2019. Commonly referred to simply as the budget, Brown unveiled a package comprising expenditure of $914.9 million in recurrent spending and capital spending of $130 million, making a total well in excess of $1 billion in projected expenditure. Despite presenting a deficit budget not for the first time, the Prime Minister highlighted what he said was yet another period of robust economic growth for Antigua and Barbuda. Out of Jamaica. The country was hit by a minor earthquake on Thursday morning, January 17th. A preliminary report from the earthquake unit at the University of the West Indies Mona campus has confirmed that a 3.2 magnitude quake jolted the island at 5:20 a.m. The intensity of the quake was felt in areas including Eltham, Spanish Town. The earthquake unit said the epicenter of the quake was located near Rock Hall, St. Andrew. There were no reports of any damage as a result of the quake. Puerto Rico's Governor Ricardo Rossello condemned the Trump administration on Thursday for rejecting food stamp funding for the island and reportedly plotting to cut its emergency aid as tensions escalate over the ongoing struggle to recover from Hurricane Maria more than a year ago. With the food stamp funding expected to run out by March, the Democratic-controlled House approved an additional $600 million for the program on Wednesday. However, in a public letter, the Trump administration called that allocation excessive and unnecessary, vowing to sink the package even if it passes the Senate. In response, Mr. Rossello was quoted as saying, "I'm making a public request to you, Mr. President, to meet me so I can correct the ill-informed advice and disconcerting notions you are getting on Puerto Rico." The feud comes amid the resignation of a top housing and urban development official widely regarded as one of the most capable administrators in the agency after the White House's attempt to block disaster recovery money for Puerto Rico. And finally, out of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Last Friday, Terminix, a pest control company, shuttered its operations in the U.S. VI, a company spokesperson said. The closure happened during the morning hours, with some employees being caught off guard by the announcement. At least 9 employees were sent home in St. Croix. The spokesperson said the company would continue its efforts in supporting affected employees. The spokesperson said Terminix's decision to shutter its business in the USVI was not related to the widely known 2015 St. John incident, which resulted in multiple lawsuits against the company. In March 2015, a Delaware man, his wife, and 2 teenage sons were poisoned while vacationing at a luxury Sirenusa condo in St. John. On September 2018, Jose Rivera, 58, former branch manager of Terminix International USVI, pleaded guilty to 4 counts of an indictment charging violations of federal insecticide. However, Terminix has been under immense pressure in the U.S. Virgin Islands following the occurrence in St. John that made national news. That's it for regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. Zimbabwe has shut down the internet indefinitely amid an intensifying crackdown on protests against a hike in fuel prices. The country's largest mobile operator, Econet, says it has been ordered to cut services until further notice. Access to Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter has been intermittently blocked since protests broke out on Monday. At least 3 people have been killed and 600 people have been arrested. Opposition Senator David Coulthard said that the situation is unprecedented.
I've never, in the 35 years I've been back in Zimbabwe, seen such chaos. The suffering of people is enormous. We've now been shut down for 4 days. People have had no access to shops. In the working class areas of Bulawayo, there's been wholesale looting, often much of it in the presence of the police.
Democratic politicians in the U.S. say they will investigate allegations that President Donald Trump directed his ex-personal lawyer to lie to Congress. A BuzzFeed News report claims Mr. Trump instructed Michael Cohen to lie about plans to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. Cohen has already admitted to lying about when the business project ended. Mr. Trump has not yet responded to the report's allegations, but he has previously denied ever directing his former lawyer to break the law. The president's current personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, dismissed the story late on Thursday, telling the Washington Post, "If you believe Cohen, I can get you a great deal on the Brooklyn Bridge." Australia has just sweltered through at least 5 of its 10 warmest days on record, authorities estimate. An extreme heat wave has afflicted the nation since Saturday, causing wildlife deaths, bushfires, and an increase in hospital admissions. Australia's Bureau of Meteorology said preliminary readings showed daily national temperature highs of 40 degrees Celsius. The town of Noona in New South Wales, meanwhile, recorded a nighttime temperature of 35.9 degrees Celsius. It was the highest minimum temperature ever recorded anywhere in Australia, the Bureau of Meteorology said. The Bureau predicted that temperatures today were expected to soar above 42 degrees Celsius in broad areas. The hottest day on record for Australia is 7th January 2013, when the national average maximum temperature was 40.3 degrees Celsius. And finally, electric car maker Tesla has said it will cut its workforce by 7% after the most challenging year in its history. In an email to staff on the firm's website, founder Elon Musk said that the growth had been strong. However, he added it was difficult to make Tesla vehicles with their new and developing technology as cheaply as conventional cars, and the firm's cars were still too expensive for most people. Tesla will cut about 3,000 jobs. More in this report.
According to Tesla's chief executive Elon Musk, the company has no choice. It currently employs more than 45,000 people, but will have to cut its full-time workforce by 7% and get rid of nearly all of its temporary workers and contractors. Tesla has been making a small profit in recent months and has managed to increase its production significantly. However, according to Mr. Musk, it now needs to sell more cars at lower prices if it's to compete with what it calls massive entrenched competitors. Rivals such as Mercedes, Jaguar Land Rover and Audi have all launched high-performance electric cars over the past year.
That's it for our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Most of us spend the better part of each weekday at the workplace. So why not make your office environment the kind of setting that helps you function at your personal best by outfitting it with top quality furniture, high-end photocopiers, printers, versatile office supplies, and the latest technology. The friendly and knowledgeable staff at the TDC Business Center are happy to provide you with personalized service to help you create an office space that's the total package. TDC Business Center, providing solutions that work.
Welcome back. Another sports in detail. In local sports, the Charleston Primary School hosted their second annual cross-country road relay on Thursday, 17th January. The athletes ran in the following categories: kindergarten to grade 2, grade 3 and 4, and then grades 5 and 6. At the end of the 6 races, the results were as follows: infant girls, first green, second blue, third red; infant boys, first blue, second red, third green; intermediate girls, grades 3 and 4, first red, second blue, third green; intermediate boys, first blue with a brand new record, green also broke the record, and third red; junior girls, grades 5 and 6, first green, second red, third blue; junior boys, first blue with a brand new record, second green also broke the record, and third red. Total points: Blue House 33 points, Green House 32 points, and Red House 25 points. In basketball, here are the scores from last evening's games. Knicks 100, Wizards 101, Sacramento Kings 95, Hornets 114, Bulls 105, Nuggets 135, 76ers 120, Pacers 96, Suns 109, Raptors 111, Lakers 138, Thunder 128. In football, around 600 tickets for the FA Cup fourth round tie between Arsenal and Manchester United will be given to charities and good causes as a result of an agreement struck to end the dispute over ticket allocation. United complained to the Football Association after they were given 5,000 tickets for the fixture on 25th January. Emirates Stadium holds 60,000 fans, and United were entitled to 15% of tickets. Arsenal cited safety reasons for the refusal to offer the full 9,000 tickets. And finally, in tennis, defending champion Caroline Wozniacki was knocked out by the Australian Open as 5-time Grand Slam winner Maria Sharapova provided a reminder of her ability with a 3-set win. Russia's Sharapova, seeded 30th, hit 37 winners in a 6-4, 4-6, 6-3 victory to reach the 4th round. Wozniacki, 28, led 4-1 in the first set, only to see Sharapova battle back. The third seed broke in the final game of the second to level, but Sharapova edged a tied third in Melbourne. That's it for sports. The general weather forecast is next. Welcome back. And now the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of a brief evening shower. Winds are east to northeast at average speeds between 6 to 12 knots or 11 to 22 kilometers per hour. Seas are 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:35 a.m. And that's her wrap up the Mid News package for today, Friday 18th January 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, RSS continues its deployment here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and counterfeit 100 EC dollar notes retrieved here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Regionally, CARFA warns of severe dengue outbreak. Internationally, Zimbabwe cuts internet indefinitely amid violent crackdown. And in sports, Charleston Primary begins athletic term with cross-country relay. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashwan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant evening and a great weekend.